I have to recash this whole situation because 2 weeks ago, my dad, Jazzy, and Leo were over and we were eating. But before we started eating, my dad coughed. And when he coughed, my dad believes that he has COPD. And, he'll still say he does because he's been diagnosed with it. And what I've been trying to tell him is Brian doesn't have PTSD and my dad doesn't have COPD. All he has to do is make sure he does a breathing routine to clear his lungs more often. And I can teach him some that are fun so he doesn't think it's stupid. So I can literally heal anybody. All they got to do is tell me their problems. A couple weeks ago, he went, and he coughed, and went, and then breathed in. And caught his airway with a blockage of just... When people die suddenly like that, shit happens that we can't really put into words. It's their spirit and their fear at a moment. And he thinks he has COPD, so his body replays that at times he's not aware. So he breathed in while we were all sitting there getting ready to eat. And Jazzy and Leo looked over at me, and their higher selves, who do believe in me but aren't allowed to express it because their mom's holding them back, looked at me and their higher self said, Papa, Dad, you can do that. You can help him. So I went over and I put my hand on his heart from around back, and I put my hand on his back and I leaned on him with my body. And as he was choking, going, and everyone was fucking scared. My dad was about to die. He doesn't believe in divine miracles, but he's starting to, because he has experienced me doing some weird stuff. And I think inside his body, I know inside his body, he knew that I did something. And he let go, because for a minute he was dying. And when you're dying, you're not ego thinking, you're your higher self. And at that moment when I felt his higher self in his heart, I felt his heart and his higher self in my hand, through my two hands, holding my hands on his back and his heart. Now, listen to this step by step is how you can heal somebody when they're choking. You just have to believe it, and you take a deep breath through your nose, and you leaning on them with your chest on their back, heart to heart, as close as you can resonate. You just go with your mouth closed and out your nostrils onto their back. So you put your heart energy, you put your breath energy, and you put your intention into them for a few minutes. And my dad immediately went, and then he just goes, I just went down the wrong tube. And that's not what it was at all. It was that he was gone for one split second, and I caught it as soon as he did. And my dad's safe with me. He just has to keep believing in God, not in just his son, in God. Because God is through his son now. And his son can't be anything other than that. So he can still listen to the name Dan, and he can still respond to Dad, and he can still be like, yo, dude, and hey, fuck that, and all that kind of stuff. But God is in Dan. And it's not a bad thing. When you say God damn it, that's an M, which is two lines holding the vital expression of Dan away. Even the word God damn is stopping you from being God, hearing it through Dan. Think about that. How crazy is it the word God damn actually, through syllables, is the word God, it's finished, connected to the word D-A-M, which is a line, a V, and a line, holding a vital expression captive. And then if you took that M away, it would be God, space, Dan. I'm not making this up. And if you think I am, listen to everything else I said. And who would have this magic? If your name was Billy Bob Joe, you wouldn't be able to do this with God, would you? No. Dan Alexander was supposed to teach you and everybody. Daniel Jared Alexander. I love that name now. But now, because I know who that character is on the avatar board. But the big one, the astral one. That's the call signs from my light body. Anyway, I just wanted to get down there. I was saved my dad, and Jazzy and Leo were there, and my mom was there, and none of them, because they were in a divine moment where none of them thought of their egos either. Jazzy and Leo weren't thinking like, oh no. They were more thinking about, oh no, someone I love. They might have referred to it in their mind as Papa. Someone I love is being, like, I'm worried about them. And all their ego stuff went out the window. My dad's did, my mom's did, and Dan never has an ego anymore. I was just in the moment, and I was cautious, and I was careful, and I was very calm, and I knew exactly what I was doing. I walked over, I put my hand on his heart and his back, and I breathed through my mouth, and then breathed right out through my nose and put it into him, and he went... And it was exactly like that. Where do you think he went? It came from my nostrils. It came from my breath of life. The Son blew it into the Father. The Father was supposed to become God so he could... The Son was supposed to grow to the Father so he could become God. And that's what I did. I lost my earth family so that I could find God and come back and teach it to my whole earth family. Not just my whole earth family. So WHOLE at the first time, just my part of it. Not a bad thing, but WHOLE for the rest of you guys. And I love you guys. We gonna finish this thing so we can visit Mother Mary